My mom won't talk to me because I didn't say goodbye to her this morning.
Please let me know if I'm wrong or if this lady is just trying to make me crazy. I woke up late this morning for work and had to rush out of the house. My mom was using the bathroom and I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. She also has her tendency to chat in the mornings, making me later than I already am. I called her as I walked to my car to apologize for not saying goodbye. She immediately said, "Wow, you really left without saying bye," and hung up on me. I called her back and she ignored my calls. Am I wrong for not saying bye? No.
What the hell? Oh, this feels weird.
Yeah, it does. None of that felt good. I don't think you're crazy. If my mom was pooping, I wouldn't want to go in there to say goodbye. I'll just send her a text. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kalbus. My name is Lumo. With me today is Zen. And today we're looking at some entitled people. Entitled parents, entitled children, choosing beggars, and everything in between. So let's just get right into it and keep all of our therapists very well employed.
CB of Tesla cars. 2020 Tesla Model 3, 20 grand. Description, please text me on Facebook Messenger your prize. It's clean title, no salvage. It's long range car and dual motors. Battery is in perfect condition. Just got to repair front of the car. If you repair car, you can sell in full price. I'm not
Look, I had to get my car repaired because somebody scraped the paint off the side with their keys. And it was like $3,000 dues for how much extensive damage was done. Now, that was just the paint. This is definitely a $20,000 repair job.
Like, someone's gonna grab it. Like, someone's probably gonna do it. It took me a remember. I was gonna say, oh, the dual motors, probably because it's been split in the middle, but Tesla cars have the engine in the back.
My mom is being entitled to my phone conversation. I'm temporarily living with my parents until my fiance comes back to the country. I'm not a big fan of being 27 years old and living with my parents, but I've gotten used to it. It helps me save money until my fiance comes back home in August. My mom is more so rigid, and we don't have the best of relationships. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. I'm slowly becoming Sean Connery.
Yeah, this is a weird slide.
Yeah, I can't get back to that accent now. All I'm gonna hear is Sean Connery. So tonight I was talking to my friend on the phone, and we were having a good time joking around and swearing. I got a text from my mom telling me I sound classless. I was confused by the text, and I ended the call with my friend. I went downstairs and asked her about the text. She told me that she can hear me talking, and that I sound like I have no class. Me, Sean Connery. I asked her why she's listening in on my calls and explained everyone swears. She then said no daughter of hers is to curse and that no one has respect for me. Not gonna lie, I got upset and raised my voice and she started to yell. I was raising my voice louder at this point and she raised the volume up on the TV to tune me out. I ended up going back upstairs, but I stupidly cried over this. But I also feel so confused of why this is an issue if my friend and I are just joking around, but like, why is she listening in on my calls? I know this post sounds stupid, but I just feel so upset over this.
I'm sorry, I did pay attention. It's just Sean Connery in the dentist chair with the cotton in his mouth accent just really threw me for a loop.
Yeah. Trust me, that was not fun for me either. But yeah, no, I remember when I was doing YouTube the first time, my content was pre-adpocalypse, and my language was foul and vile for the most part. And I remember at one point my dad was like, yeah, a coworker of mine was talking about how he won't let his kid watch YouTube anymore because he was listening to some kid who swears too much. And he was just making eye contact with me, and I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You picking up what he's putting down?
I was like, real stories that happen for real? I mean, he was right. I needed to swear less in videos.
We've all gone through that phase. But what gets me about this is I got a text from my mom telling me I sound classless. Shut the hell up. Gross.
Yeah, no, that's the thing that really strikes me is like you're trying to like shame your daughter into swearing less instead of like preaching the reasons why you should swear less. It's just like, you sound like such a stinky Becky. Like, get out of here. Much like how you can get out of here by going to patreon.com/Kalbus. Get benefits, vote in polls, special room in the Discord, engagement.
Yep. Engage me more, Lumo! Come have a cuppa with a friend and paint my house. So I'm looking to establish a long-term relationship with a painter. Sounding like a dating ad? I have a large Victorian home that really need paint inside and out. Lots of scars need love. Not insane, but scars nonetheless. Looking for quality work that isn't going to break the bank with every job. Room by room, area by area. A friendship too! I get that exterior and interior don't always play together, so I'm open to multiple friends. Need to submit some bids to Maryland Historical Trust. Nope, just a regular working stiff that needs to invest in the right craftsman/woman. Probably not a check in the immediate future, but maybe in a few months. Grants and such, any interest, message me, come over cuppa. What the f...
I love probably not a check in the immediate future. As in, like, I'm not gonna pay you in the immediate now. It's creative, I'll give you that, but also I just like not gonna pay you grants and such. It's like, what is this?
Well, my thing, who do they think this will appeal to? Because you and I, you know, we both have a little bit of knowledge of demographics. Like, when they're drafting this post, what kind of absolute goddamn idiot do they think is gonna take them up on this? Like, I know some of them actually believe that they're doing a service by this. Most people don't. Like, who do they think they're getting?
No, like, okay, so there is some important context we're missing, which is the name and possible gender. Like, if they're going down this route, it could be a case of someone is genuinely thinking it as like possibly a dating ad. Maybe this is something that could be something. That could be a whole other avenue. They could just grab in some, like, you know, ill intent people. But no, if you're trying to hire someone, this is not the way to go.
I'm sorry, but just the fact that you were like, it could be a dating ad for somebody, I'm just thinking of like Brighton Painters Find and Love Facebook group.
Paint your future. Find love on painters.com.
Onlyacrylics.com for your best sloppy seconds. Post 7.
Don't let your watercolors run.
I casually mentioned something from my childhood to my fiance and was shocked! Basically, when I was younger, I was never allowed to close the room to my door. If I was sat in one room in the house and I moved to another room in the house, I'd have to explain where I was going, and my parents would ask me what I was doing. If I had my door closed, my mom would come into my room on some pretense and then exit and leave the door open. My mom would always sit centrally in the house so she could hear everything going on, and then if I made a noise, would shout up and ask what I was doing. If I was on the phone, my mom would listen in to my calls and either audibly report it back to my dad, or if she was visibly listening, she'd try and shout over me while I was on the phone. An example of it being if I said something grammatically incorrect, she'd correct my grammar. She also routinely tried to look over my shoulder if I was on my phone, and if I showed her a phone on my phone, she'd then try and look at my messages. Basically, is any of this normal? I thought it was just standard parenting with a bit of OTT for the longest time, but my partner has suggested to me that it's a lot worse. It was so normal during my childhood I didn't interrogate it, but I've spent my adulthood paranoid, anxious, and protective of my privacy and private life as a result. Any thoughts? I've never thought
Get the hell out!
I mean, they did.
No, I mean away from that entirely. Jesus!
At the same time, though, this is a little bit fascinating. Like, in a weird way, they grew up in a, like, what's it called? Panopticon? Yeah.
Yeah,
no, genuinely, like the mother sitting central in the house, constantly correcting, adjusting behaviors of things that she heard were incorrect. Like,
that's so weird.
You grew up in the Panopticon. I'm sure happy that my family is normal.
Now that I'm back from vacation, I'm realizing a big parent fail. Looking for items to put in an Easter basket for an 11-year-old girl. She likes makeup, bracelets, body sprays, lotions, bath wash, of course candies and snacks, etc. Would need items dropped off, TIA. Oh, you want other people to make it for you because you forgot to.
Yeah. I'm disgusted by this.
Yeah, and you posted this publicly? Gross.
There's a sentence that my friends say to me a lot whenever I'm doing a bit of, this is information you've offered freely. And this is information you've offered freely. And you understand it's bad. You could just go out and rectify this, but you refuse to. You would rather beg than parent.
They got it right in the second sentence. It is a big parent fail. I've just flipped the fail and the parent the other way around.
Most entitled sister ever. I included this one so we could both feel rage in equal measure.
My sister is 28 this year and still lives at home, and she's somehow still in undergrad. Some unbelievable demands she's made while completely failing at life. Demanded that my parents pay for a nice apartment so she can move out at their expense. Parents said no, thank God. Gave her a $1,500 monthly allowance. My parents said no, thank God. Researched the most expensive healthcare plan as my parents offered to pay for it. Insisted that only branded water bottles are acceptable for her to drink. Oh, that plastic waste. Eats out because she finds my mom's cooking not good enough for her. Spends all her $13 an hour wage on $3,000 worth of work clothes. Wears only full-priced Lululemon items. Only wears $100+ shoes. Saves nothing from her part-time job despite having zero living expenses. Straight up asked my parents to gift her in their $1.5 million primary residence. Glad my mom laughed it off because she can never afford the tax and upkeep. Tried to get her boyfriend to move in before even asking my parents. He said no anyways. Based boyfriend. Drives around my parents' car like it's hers and then gets mad if anyone else is using it. Now that my parents have taken away her credit card and replaced it with a $200 a month allowance, has the audacity to ask for an extra $200 to $300 for a 3-day vacation in a nearby city with her boyfriend after my dad had already stupidly paid for their hotel with his points, harassing her boyfriend to get a better job so she can live in a $2,000 apartment. The local average is like $1,000. Just can't believe the audacity and ungratefulness. The level of disgusting entitlement made me completely child-free and scared some of my friends into becoming child-free as well.
Yikes. I think what would be best is if they just asked her to move out so she could get a reality check.
I'm advocating for an 84th term abortion.
Oh my God. I was having this... no, actually, this is kind of a heavy subject. This is a heavy subject. I was having this conversation with a couple of people the other day, and I strongly believe that we have grown up through various forms of media and whatnot, of how people feel so more it's like people feel so self-entitled and they believe they are the center of the world, like they're the main character, not of just their life, which is what they're meant to be, but of everyone's life. Main character syndrome. And it's like people have grown up with that and they think they can just get away with everything and there's no consequences for stuff. And we're like a couple of generations down that line of it just kind of distilling.
I agree. This, to me, reeks of just parents who have failed.
I don't think it's the parents entirely.
Well, here's the thing.
No, because the parents.
No. Let me present a case. Stuff. Don't just tell me I'm wrong and then continue speaking. Let me present my case, please. My reasoning behind that is it is the parents' responsibility to curate what comes into the house. And you can't do it 100% of the time, but it is your job to instill the morals necessary for your child to succeed in life. I would not be able to be here right now if my parents didn't teach me the value of discipline, money, and hard work. Her parents probably spoiled the hell out of her as a kid. Probably got her everything that she wanted, told her she deserved the world, etc., without stopping to consider the fact that at some point she wouldn't be their little girl anymore. And that day is now. We can blame the media all we want, but it is the parents completely at fault for allowing it to happen.
Okay. No, I agree with that. But I would also suggest that whilst the parents are the forefront of instilling these things, it's also they can't really control outward influences such as people she grew up with, her friends, what happens in school, all this kind of stuff. And even more prevalent these days, what media they consume. And let's be real, depending on which side of YouTube you're on, there's a lot of people flaunting wealth. And some people just take that as like, mind is malleable. And it's just, they will think, yeah, I deserve that as well. So, yeah, I think there's just a lot of failings going on here.
I think we should eliminate all social media. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Anyone giving away a free laptop to spare gaming, if possible, or regular 600 GB or 250 working condition, excellent good condition ones if possible, I'd appreciate it. Thank you, God bless you, you need it for your school.
Incomprehensible. Have a great day.
No comment. I am glad.
but we did share
Oh dear God, why did you have to include this?
because it's really funny.
Such a choosing beggar, even AI says no. Fan art request! Hi, I'm writing a history thesis on C.S. Lewis, J.R.R. Tolkien, Agatha Christie, and Dorothy Sayers, and the way their works act as a window into British society in the interwar period. I was really hoping to use an image compiling characters from all 4 of their works for the cover art, but AI is completely failing me. I'd love to center Aslan, the Penvisi children, in their royal garb, Gandalf, Smaug, generic dragon will do, hobbits, etc., with Hercule Poirot, a portly Belgian detective with a big mustache, Lord Peter Wimsey, an aristocratic detective with a monocle, and Harriet Vane, a woman about the same height as Peter with dark hair, or any combination of these characters that works. Jeez. I'd love the background of a World War I battlefield or London, basically the same thing, but a generic landscape works too. If anyone could help, I would be so appreciated. If I end up using your work, I will of course give you credit. Yeah, sure! Just a few characters, you know. just a handful.
I saw someone doing emergency comms, thigh up, no shading commissions on Twitter today. 140 per character. No background. You're not asking for charity, you're asking for a Make-A-Wish wish.
I'm just laughing over AI said no.
To all parent customers of Little Angels, please, can you at least restrain your child from not only ripping off the cellophane of a DVD case, but also licking and chewing the disc and the box, therefore making it unsellable? What?
On this day, 5 years ago.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. And that's all the time we have here today on Kalbus.
Let us know down below which DVD in the Best Buy you think would be the tastiest. I think John Wick III.
I want to taste Shrek.
It's a taste you'll never forget. If you want to see some more entitled people, Walmart is right there, but you can stick around because another video will be popping up on your screen in just a couple of seconds. But until then, my name has been Lumo, with me has been Zen.
And we hope to see you in just a couple of seconds, because you're going to click on another video right about now.